hello, 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 hello. How are you today? How are you today? How are you today? How are you today? In today's video, we're going to be doing your makeup. But we're going to do it a little different. And that's something you can probably tell already. Is I'm going to try soft spoken. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, the first step, I like to go in with primer. Sorry. So this is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. Your cheeks, and then your chin, down your nose, down your nose, down your nose, down your nose, down your nose. Okay, perfect. I like to go in with my foundation. This is the one from Hourglass. It's just a stick foundation. So I like to start off with my under eyes first. So just a little bit right there, and then a little bit right there, and then across your forehead, and then down your nose, and then your cheeks, and then your chin. Perfect. We're gonna go ahead and blend that out now. If I can find my little puff. And this is kind of a niche step. I don't see a lot of people do this, but I use powder foundation on top of my liquid foundation because, like, I hit pan on this one, so. And then just I don't like to go in with it too much, just enough that it still gives it like a full coverage look. Okay, and now we can get started on your eyeshadow. This is the Tarte palette. So I'm going to go in with the shade Flower Child and Smarty Pants. I like to use those two colors across my whole eyelid. On both sides, Perfect. Okay, and then to give it more of like a smoky effect, I go in with the shade Sweetheart and Rebel. And I mix those two. Because I do everything in twos. And then on the other side. And again, we're going to be focusing mostly on the outer parts. So we can give it a winged effect. Perfect. Sorry about loud. Now let's go in with your eyebrows. This is the Revive brow tint. So we're just gonna brush them up, and then brush them down, and then brush them up, and then brush them down. So we're gonna brush the eyebrow up, and then brush the tail ends down. Perfect. And that's literally all I do for eyebrows. So now let's start off with your mascara. So let's curl your eyelashes first. So get a good grip on them, and then clip. And then put this down, get a good grip on that, and then clip. And then clip. Okay. I can't find anything in this. This is the Lancome mascara. And I've spent like hundreds of dollars on mascara. This is probably the best one. So we're just gonna brush. I want you to go ahead and blink. And then blink. You probably can hear my mom's hair dryer. I'm so sorry. Okay. And then a little trick that I like to do is I like to go in with black eyeliner across my whole lash lid. I feel like it just takes care of any sparse areas that the mascara didn't get. So I'm just gonna glide that across your lash line. Glide. Okay. Perfect. I think that's all I do for eyes. So let's go ahead and get started on your blush and bronzer. I like to start off with the Rhode Pocket Blush. This is the shade Toasted Teddy. And then just get a little bit underneath your eyes there, on your cheekbones, and then a little bit right there on your cheekbones. And then I like to blend this out with my fingers because I just feel like it blends a little bit more seamlessly. So let's just okay, while that settles, I'm gonna get started on your cream bronzer. And I get a little bit on my forehead, and then your cheeks. And then a little bit on your nose. I don't do too much contour, so I just work with bronzer. And I like to go over any cream products that I use on my face with a powder. So we'll go in with this e.l.f. bronzer. Go ahead and do your blush. Since we already did the cream, we're gonna go over it with the powder. This is the House Labs blush in the shade Hibiscus Haze. And it's probably the prettiest pink I've seen in my life. Right where we put the cream blush, we're gonna go over it with the powder. Perfect. I'm so sorry. Perfect. And I think that was the last of our base products. Let's go ahead and do your powder. This is the Huda Beauty powder, setting powder. So while that settles in, I'm gonna get started on my favorite part, which is your lip combo. And I have a couple of steps to it, but I like to go in with a darker color around my lips, around my lips, around my lips. So this is the Huda Beauty lip contour in the shade Rich Brown. So we'll just go over your first layer with that. And then I like to use, this one's clearly my favorite one, the Makeup Forever Universal Earth. And we're just gonna go over that. I love this. I can't recommend it enough. It's like the perfect neutral. It literally suits everybody. Okay. So now we're gonna go over it with the Cherry Balm. And then just put a little bit right there. Not too much, because we're gonna go over it again. 2 of everything. With the Rhode and lip tint in the shade Raspberry Jelly. Raspberry Jelly. And then just a little bit of that. It just creates like a cute little ombre effect. Alright. Now that we're set on that, let's go ahead and get setting spray. Perfect. And now you look so pretty. You look so pretty. You look so pretty. Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you so much for watching.